guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be testing out a few things from the new Physicians Formula organic wear line. I didn't pick up everything in the line, partly because some of the stuff was sold out at my local Walmart and partly because I know that I own something pretty much exactly like the product. So I got almost pretty much a whole face besides the mascara and the liner, I think, and the brow gel. Okay, so I got the Physicians Formula, the Organic Wear Mineral Primer. I got the Sculpting Bronzer and the Silk Foundation Elixir. Let me tell you that the name of this sold me. Didn't look at any reviews, but the name Silk Foundation Elixir, ooh, how magical and just fancy does that sound? It just sounds amazing. And okay, I got the Dewy Blush Elixir, and I got the A Nourishing Lipstick. So, okay, so let's start off with the primer. It says it is organic mineral-based primer that nourishes, protects, and preps skin all in one, infused with our exclusive organic nourishing complex to balance and hydrate skin. The key ingredients are aloe vera, jojoba oil, and botanical cactus flower. The directions say to apply evenly over clean face and blend with fingertips. So I got about 1.5 pumps. As you can see, it's kind of like this yellowy color. It's not quite ivory, but it's not quite pale yellow. I don't know if the light is washing out the color, but that's what color it is. So I'm going to warm it up and press it into my skin. So far, it feels really nice. It's kind of slightly tacky, which is nice. Okay, that feels really, really nice. It left my skin really luminous, and I quite like the way it makes it look. I would wear this by itself. It's really, really pretty so far. Okay, now it's time to put the Skin Foundation Elixir on. I got the shade Too Fair to Light. I was going to get Fair, but it looked a little too pink, so I got this one. It is a dropper, which I kind of like it. I'm going to take some right on my hand. I think I'm going to start with about 3 drops. It's a really, really runny formula. I'm just going to scoop it all up on my sponge, and I'm going to dab it on my face. Okay, so I'm going to pause right there. From swiping it on my sponge from the back of my hand and saying the little blurb that I did before I actually started to go in and blend it, it soaked up like 90% of my sponge soaked up 90% of the foundation. I think that's because it's such a liquidy, watery formula. So I think I'm just going to try very carefully to just dot it on my face. So there it is on one half of my face. As you can see, the coverage is like, I would say medium, and I built my cheek area up to have I wouldn't say 2 full coats, probably more like 1.5, because the first time I tried to put it on, the sponge again soaked like almost pretty much all of it up. So yeah, I really like the coverage. It's a nice medium. It lets my freckles show through a little bit. And it looks like you can see the luminosity here on my cheek, and I really, really like it. It's a pretty good shade. I do think they could have more shades, but you know. I think this could be applied very sheer, so it could be a little bit more forgiving if you wore it more sheer. But, okay, there's the foundation completely blended out. I must say I quite like it so far. The finish is beautiful. I think the shade match is great. It's not too warm and not too cool. It's pretty neutral, but it's not pale, and it's not a little bit, you know, my skin type is kind of finicky trying to find a nice shade. So either it's a little bit too yellow or it's a little bit too dark. I can't ever like seem to. Physicians Formula though always seems to know me. Okay, let's check out my nose because that's my trouble area. So far, It looks good. I mean, it's not like absolutely perfect. I can still kind of see it, especially like right here. Right here is where like it's really bad. Okay. But so far, really nice looking. It looks really nice and dewy. It's not emphasizing my texture right here, so good. It is kind of sinking in to this little line right here, but I mean, I can pat it out. But like that line is there. What am I gonna do? But it did settle quickly, so let's see if it gets even worse and builds up and cakes in there. So far, I really, really like it. Oh, I forgot to tell you all the stuff about this. This says it's ultra nourishing, ultra fluid, weightless organic foundation elixir. Improves appearance of skin tone and texture, delivers a silky second skin airbrushed dewy finish. Yeah, I find that to be true. I look really nice and dewy and illuminated, and yeah, it was very fluid. It was like almost watery. But next is the Organic Wear Sculpting Bronzer. So here's the stick. I got the shade Toffee. Ultra blendable and buildable bronzer loaded with hydrating antioxidants to provide a healthy all-over warmth to your skin. Ingredients: organic jojoba oil, natural Indian senna sand, aloe vera, organic aloe vera, and botanical cactus flower. On the directions say to warm on the back of your hand and apply stick under cheekbones, below hairline, along jawline, and both sides of the nose. Blend out with fingertips. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. Here's what it looks like. It's a nice warm shade, like toffee. So it says to warm it up on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna put a couple dots on, I guess. And then it says to do my fingertips, so I'll try that first. Okay, so there is my forehead and this cheek blended out with my fingers. And I think I'm going to go over on this side with the sponge and see how that works. Okay, so there's my bronzer blended out. I think I'm going to add just a skosh more, so I'm just going to take whatever on the back of my hand and I'm going to dip my sponge into it. I'm just taking the leftover on my sponge and kind of putting it on my cheeks just to warm up my whole face. Okay, so I definitely like it blended out with the sponge better than my fingers. My fingers, it was kind of picking up my foundation and like pushing it around, and it wasn't getting the nicest finish. But with my sponge, it evened it out pretty nicely and blended away the patchiness. So I like the sponge better than the fingers. So maybe if you applied directly on or directly on your sponge and then patted, either way, I think I would like those better than doing my fingers. Plus with my fingers, it seemed to take longer than with the sponge. All right, what's next? Next, I'm gonna try the blush. It says it is a lightweight, easy to blend formula that revives cheeks for a visibly smoother, plumper, fresh, dewy look. Enhances cheeks with natural looking color, leaving a long-lasting glow. Enriched with anti-aging organic superfruits, cranberry and blueberry. And it says to shake well before use. So I'm gonna shake it. And I got the shade Gorgeous Peach. I thought it looked like a really nice fall-y, warm tuned blush. One pump on the back of my hand, and I'm just gonna dip my sponge in, and I'm gonna blend it out. Oh, that is very dewy. Do you see the dew? Like, look at this side. It's nice and like just luminous, but then this side's like dewy. I like it. It's a nice sheer color that you could build up nicely. I was kind of scared at first when I started applying it. I was like, oh, but it's really nice. I quite like this a lot. This looks so pretty. Like, so dewy, and my skin just looks so healthy and nourished. And so like juicy and plump, and I love it. Look at that. Look at that. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous, I tell you, gorgeous. Okay, so for highlighter, I didn't pick up the highlighter because I thought it was really similar looking to my ColourPop highlighter in the shade Earth. This might be just a tad more pinky toned, but I really, really love it. So I'm just going to put it directly on the high points of my face. And then I'm going to blend it out with just the same sponge. Ooh, I am so glowy and dewy and plump and juicy feeling. I love this so, so much. Now, this foundation I saw had coconut in it, but I don't think the primer has coconut in it. So if you used a primer that doesn't have coconut in it, it might create like a nice little barrier if you wanted to try this and you were allergic to coconut. You might want to try it anyway. If it ends up not working, and if you like buy it at Walmart, you can always return it because Walmart accepts like almost all returns. Since I'm using all cream products, I'm really blending everything together with my sponge to make sure it's all nice and blended and I don't have any harsh lines or patchiness. Alright, I really like where everything is at, but I just now realized that I forgot concealer. I was all excited about all these products that I forgot concealer. So, I think I'm going to put on my ColourPop concealer since it's a little bit more of a matte formula. And I'm going to put just a tiny bit on because I don't want to cover any of the blush. And my dark circles aren't too bad today. So, just about that much ought to do it. I will say that now that I have everything blended out, I'm starting to get a little bit itchy right here. And I don't know quite what that is. It might be the coconut in the foundation. I don't know since I've used so many new products. There are actually a couple of foundations that I use that make my face itch. I do have dry sensitive skin, so a lot of things make my skin itch when I first apply it, but it subsides. I'm just used to it. I just thought I would let you guys know since this is a new product. Now that I got concealer on, it didn't really cover up any of my blush, which I'm happy about, and I really, really am liking the complexion. I don't know if I mentioned this, I'm sorry if I already did, but I already have my eyebrows done. I used my CoverGirl Ultra Fine Brow Pencil. So, what I'm going to do now is prime my eyes and do a quick eye look. And today I'm going to use the So Jaded palette. Alright, so there's the finished eye look. Just some simple, nice fall makeup look. I'm going to wipe off the foundation off my lips and put some lip balm on. Ugh. Okay, so the itching in this area that I said I was experiencing earlier, it has gone away. But what I'm going to do now is it is still a little bit tacky. The foundation is. So what I'm going to do is set the areas that I know get touched the most by my kids and by myself. I like to rest my hand on my jaw, and my kids like to like squeeze my cheeks. So since this isn't setting down, I am going to use a powder. I know, who am I? I'm going to use the Becca Hydra Mist powder. And I'm going to use this BH Cosmetics number 2 brush. And I'm only going to set this lower half of my cheek area and my jaw. Alrighty, what's next? I'm going to put some brow gel on. I'm going to use the e.l.f. Wow Brow. I have really been enjoying this. And I actually think I kind of like it more than my ColourPop one. I just really like how it's able to make the few hairs that I have on the tail of my brow really nice and fluffy. Oh, I will have everything about these Physicians Formula products listed down in the description box. The prices, and all that jazz will be down below. So now that my brows are all nice and fluffy, there's only one thing left to try, and that is this lipstick. I got the shade Buttercup, which is the lightest shade in the shade range, but it doesn't look very light. Like, look at that beautiful fall spicy color. Ooh, I love it. But first, real quick, I am gonna line my lips, just have a nice edge, and I'm gonna kind of not remove all the lip balm, but I blotted off a lot of it. And this is the Milani Color Statement Lip Liner in the shade 3 Nude. And now I'm going to go in with the lipstick. It was so hard to choose a shade. I wanted to get all of them, but, you know, budget. It's really nice. It glided on really easily, and it was really creamy, but it doesn't feel like slippery. It just feels really comfortable. I think it looks a little bit darker in this little sampley color part. It is pulling more orange on me, which I'm not really upset at, but I definitely think I am going to pick up the next darkest shade in the shade range, which was like a brick reddish color, I think. But I do like it. So upon inspection of my face, I do think I need some more blush now that I got this bright, bold lip on. So I'm going to take some more and just kind of tippy tap that into my skin with my sponge. Now, I know I put powder on my chin already, but this blush seems to be blending very nicely on top of the powder. It's not skipping or tugging or balling up or anything. It's really nice. Okay, I think that's better. That lip kind of, while it's nude, it is more on the bold side of nude, and it kind of washed out my cheeks. So now that that's all done, I'm going to spray my face with the Flower Beauty Seal the Deal Hydrating Setting Spray. And I'm going to press that in with a sponge to press all of the product together and press my peach fuzz down on my face and melt the powder that I put down here on my jaw. I'm going to go back in and look at my nose and see how it's doing. Wow. Putting that blush on and then blending it and spraying it has really, it looks really good, guys. It looks so much better than when we first started. Wow, you guys. This looks really nice. I am quite happy with everything and how it all turns out. I feel like a dewy dumpling, in the words of Manvo. Wow, this is so pretty. It's so, I feel so pretty. Rosy cheeks, dewy, juicy skin. I feel so pretty like this. I just feel good, you know? Okay, so one thing I did forget to mention is that the primer, the blush, and the foundation are all in glass bottles. The bronzer is in plastic and the lipstick is plastic. So if the bronzer is in a plastic tube, then I'm assuming the highlighter stick is also in a plastic tube. But these three guys, the foundation, the blush elixir, and the primer are all in glass bottles. Oh, there's a tag still on there. But I kind of like that. It feels like a really nice heavy duty glass, but it feels more heavy and luxurious in your hand when you're holding it, as opposed to most other drugstore foundations and primers that are in like plastic squeezy bottles or something of that nature. If I had to pick one favorite thing, can I have a tie of the blush and the foundation? I really have enjoyed these two. I don't know about the primer yet. I would have to wear it multiple times, and I don't know about the wear of this, but I really, really love the finish. And I don't know if it'll break me out since there is coconut in there and I have kind of sensitive skin. Maybe it won't be so bad. I have other things that have coconut in it and it doesn't bother me. I guess right now, right this instant, something I do know that I really, really like is the blush elixir. It was really, really beautiful. It added this really juicy glow to my cheeks. As you can see, it's really, really nice. I love it. The bronzer stick, I liked it actually. I actually have never tried a bronzer stick. This is my first time. But it blended out pretty nicely. I don't have anything else to compare it to that I know of in a bronzer stick form. It didn't seem to pick up my foundation or move it around or ball up. But I did find that it blended out nicer with a sponge. With my fingers, it did start to pick up my foundation, so I did like it with the sponge better. Lipstick, it really is nice. I like the color that it added. It's not too nude. It's like a bold nude. Is that a thing? I can make it a thing. But it's really comfortable. I can glide my lips around easily. It's definitely probably going to be one of those things you have to like carry with you and reapply, but I do that with my matte liquid lipsticks anyway because I'm always self-conscious whenever I eat, especially more greasy foods. It'll come off and I reapply, and any lipstick I wear I just take with me no matter what it is. Okay, so, oh, I forgot to mention that my review and my video on this palette should be up by the time this video is going up, so I will link that up here for you guys and down below. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and ring the little bell so you'll be notified. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! Mwah. Ear is ringing. Stop it now. So, let me open this up real quick. Enhances cheek and that is it for this video. Thank you